Chapter 32. The Mastermind's Final Play. The safe house buzzed with quiet activity as the team regrouped. The relay station's destruction had left Nemesis scrambling, their encrypted chatter fractured and frantic. Yet, the victory felt tenuous, like a tightrope they were walking above an abyss. Each success brought them closer to their goal, but also closer to Nemesis's inevitable retaliation. Samira sat at her workstation, her laptop casting a faint glow over her furrowed brow. Her fingers flew across the keyboard, extracting the last of the data she'd pulled from the relay's servers. Around her, stacks of notes and schematics formed a chaotic halo of information. Gabriel leaned against the wall nearby, his arms crossed and his expression unreadable. His rifle was slung lazily over his shoulder, but his sharp gaze suggested he was far from relaxed. Anderson and Michael stood by the map on the table, their conversation hushed but tense. "We've cut their communication lines, but they're not crippled," Anderson said, tracing a line on the map with his finger. "They've still got regional cells, logistics, personnel, assets. They'll rally if we don't keep the pressure on." Michael nodded, his jaw tight. "Which means they'll regroup unless we hit them again, harder. The relay was just one piece of the network. We need to dismantle it entirely." Samira's voice broke into their discussion. "I've got something." The team gathered around her as she turned the laptop to face them. On the screen was a series of flagged locations, each marked with a glowing red icon. This is Nemesis's fallback network. The relay wasn't just a command station, it was a hub for coordinating their contingency plans. These sites are the next layer. Gabriel straightened, his curiosity piqued. "Fallback for what?" "For Phase 4's infrastructure," Samira explained. "They were building redundancies. If we take out these sites, we sever the last threads of their operational capabilities." Anderson studied the screen, his expression grim. "They've learned from us. Each of these sites is layered with defenses. This won't be a surgical strike. It'll be a full-blown assault." Michael's voice was steady, his tone carrying the weight of their resolve. "Then we plan for it. We've come too far to stop now. We hit them hard, and we hit them smart." The first site was a fortified data center embedded deep in an industrial district. The team's approach was calculated, every movement precise as they navigated the labyrinth of shipping containers and loading docks. The air was thick with the acrid smell of machinery, and the faint hum of generators created an oppressive backdrop that seemed to press against them with every step. Michael motioned for the team to halt as they reached the edge of the facility's perimeter. Guards patrolled in pairs, their movements disciplined, and their weapons at the ready. Gabriel crouched beside Michael, scanning the area through his scope. "They've doubled their security," Gabriel murmured. "Guess they're learning after all." Samira adjusted the portable jammer slung over her shoulder. The device emitted a faint hum, a small but potent tool in their arsenal. "We still have the advantage. Their response times are slower without the relay. If we move quickly, we can disable their systems before they know what hit them." Michael nodded, his voice calm but commanding. "Gabriel, take out the sentries on the south side. Anderson, cover the west entrance. Samira, you're with me. We'll breach the main server room." Gabriel smirked faintly, his rifle already in position. "On it." The operation unfolded with brutal efficiency. Gabriel's shots were precise, each one eliminating a sentry before they could raise the alarm. Anderson disabled a series of perimeter sensors, his movements quick and practiced. Michael and Samira breached the server room, their silenced weapons taking down the guards inside. Samira connected her laptop to the central console, her fingers flying over the keys. "I'm pulling everything. Communications, personnel files, contingency plans. Give me 2 minutes." Outside, the sound of reinforcements arriving reached Gabriel's ears. "We've got movement," he warned over the comms. "Looks like they're bringing the cavalry." Michael's response was immediate. "Hold them off. Samira, how much longer?" "Almost there," she replied, her voice steady despite the tension. Anderson's voice crackled through the comms. We've got a vehicle inbound. Could be heavy support. Michael cursed under his breath. Gabriel, Anderson, fallback position. Samira, wrap it up. Samira disconnected her laptop, a faint smile breaking through her concentration. Got it. Let's go. The retreat was chaotic. Nemesis's reinforcements were relentless, their numbers overwhelming as the team fought their way back to the extraction point. Gabriel's rifle barked repeatedly, each shot precise despite the mounting pressure. Anderson covered their rear, his grenades creating fiery barriers that slowed the pursuing guards. When they reached the extraction van, Samira stumbled, her laptop clutched tightly to her chest. Michael helped her inside, his gaze scanning the tree line for any sign of pursuit. Go, he shouted to Anderson, who gunned the engine. The van tore through the industrial district, its tires screeching as it navigated narrow streets and sharp turns. As the facility disappeared in the distance, the team sat in silence, their breaths heavy and their faces streaked with dirt and sweat. Gabriel broke the quiet, his voice laced with exhaustion. That was close. Too close. Michael's expression was grim. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But we hit them where it hurts. That data gives us leverage. Samira nodded, her laptop already open on her lap. And leverage gives us a fighting chance. Back at the safe house, the team regrouped. Samira delved into the data they had extracted, her focus unbroken despite the weariness etched into her features. Anderson cleaned his weapons in silence, his movements precise and methodical. Gabriel paced the room, his restlessness a stark contrast to the other's quiet determination. Michael stood by the window, staring out at the darkened city. For the first time since their fight against Nemesis began, he felt the weight of what they were trying to achieve. The relay's destruction, the data center's fall, each victory was a step forward, but the road ahead felt endless. Samira's voice broke through his thoughts. Michael, you need to see this. He turned, crossing the room to join her at the table. She pointed to a cluster of flagged files on her screen. It's not just fallback plans, she said. It's something bigger. These files mention a central project, something called Origin. Whatever it is, it's the foundation of everything Nemesis has been building. Gabriel stopped pacing, his attention snapping to the conversation. Origin? Sounds ominous. It is, Samira replied. If we take this out, it's not just a blow, it's the end. Michael's gaze hardened, his resolve clear. Then we find Origin, and we finish this.